Welcome, Zeb Balentine, back to the Parsley Cook podcast,
All right.
dude. Congratulations.
Thank you.
On winning that belt.
Appreciate it.
Stole it.
Stole it.
No, doesn't even say you beat the you beat
you earned that.
Was,
you did a great job, man.
Thanks.
You were the dark horse because I was like, Zeb's a good rider, but I don't know if he's going to like bring the heat on these roasts. Right. And then you came out swinging, son.
Yes, I agree. I had Kyle in the ranks to win this one.
But man, my money was on Kyle.
You went against Kyle too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never met Kyle until that time. All I was hearing was how good of a comedian he was, and he is. So I'm with y'all. I was kind of banking on him taking home the gold, but
man, I was proud of you. And then JJ came in, didn't even prepare.
No.
That's one of the reasons we're very thankful you won.
Yeah,
you participate and you're excited to do it. So
JJ's very funny, but I think he had other things going on in his life.
He was. He was a little distracted. Bless him. He'll come back one day. He'll come back and get.
Yeah, we'll bring him back on. Of course.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Zeb, how's it going, man? How you been?
Good. I was telling Bair I got to leave a family Christmas gathering a little early to be here.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It was all good, but I think I counted 17 kids in that house.
Oh my gosh. I would have stopped counting at 5 and just been mad.
I love them all, but by the end of it, I was just kind of huddling alone in the corner.
Sounds like you need to get some family members condoms for Christmas.
It's just so overstimulating. And it was just, I went downstairs to take a nap, which is what I usually do after I eat at these gatherings. But there were kids everywhere. There were kids upstairs, downstairs. I'm like, this nap is not going to happen. So I chugged a coffee right before I came in here, so I didn't fall asleep right in the middle of this.
Sounds like an infestation.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, nothing beats them naps, man. When you're like a Thanksgiving or a Christmas, you have that big lunch, and then everybody kind of talks for a little bit, and then the old men kind of fall asleep in the chair. And if you got a bed you can slip off to, man, that's the best nap you'll ever have.
That's the best sleep you can find. The weirdest dreams, though. You always wake up sweaty.
Yeah.
It's like, what happened?
Not sure where you are. And
just the vulnerability of being around so many.
I especially nap on Thanksgiving because I usually get up and hunt that morning, and then I get up at like 4 or 5 o'clock. And then,
so you've been up all day.
Yeah, it's like I'm ready for bed.
Nice. Yeah, hell yeah. But Zeb, man, you've been traveling a lot. You've been getting a lot of shows all over.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's you and I have only been friends for like a year, so like seeing what you've got going on, I don't really know if it's more busy or less busy. Do you feel like you're busier than you've ever been, or?
December and November have not been as busy with booked gigs that I've wanted, because I really wanted to get a lot of Christmas parties and private gigs during this season. I did get one, but and so I try to make good use of the downtime. Like if I'm not booked, I'll try to do an open mic and work on new stuff. And
right.
So I'm happy with the pace. It's like I'm still getting to perform regularly. I'm developing new material, and I get to be home on the weekends. So.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That is good,
man. This is one thing, and I'm sure you do this, but this is something that I really discovered is going to help out so much in the future. Is when you work with a headliner, get them to like either approve using them as a reference, or like get them to write a little like 2-sentence blurb about you to use in your bio, because that's what like all these comedy clubs are like, we're not going to book you unless you've been a feature at another comedy club. And if no comedy club's willing to like give you that then you've got to like make them know that you're worth it. And so like all these quotes from comedians they've already hired, they're already working with, and that they trust, if they see that, man, it's gonna shave 2-3 years off of your waiting time for the shit you want. So like right now, as you're doing gigs, like hit them up, man. It's huge.
That's a good idea. I've never thought to do that. Like I've asked headliners to like put in a word for me if they're going somewhere that I'm trying to be as well.
Right.
If they vouch for me. But I've never thought to like get them to write a review.
Right.
And then put that in the bio.
Your bio, yeah.
Or
if you have like 4 or 5 of those, and like replace them as they get bigger and bigger, the more successful comics you work with, then I think it's just it's really gonna help you, man. Like it's because man, I just can't tell you how big the gatekeeping is in these comedy clubs. I mean, you could tell them, like I was telling the owner of the Looney Bin Tulsa, I was like, man, I've opened for this person, this person, this person. He's like, well, where'd you open for Doug Stanhope? And I was like, it was a place called Juanita's Mexican Grill. He's like, okay. And he was like, what about Ralphie May? I was like, there's a movie theater called Movie Lounge. He's like, yeah, these aren't clubs, dog. He's like, what about Nikki Glazer? I was like, that was the Blue Whale Comedy Festival. He's like, cool, did she request you? And I was like, no. And he was like, all right. It's just like, those names don't mean anything. Nothing mean. And I was trying to tell him, I was like, Jeff was ready to move me to feature, pretty close. He's like, that's weird because that's what every other comic that I've talked to from around here said too. I'm like, damn, that's like someone in prison being like, I'm innocent.
How cool would it be though if she was like, did she personally request you? Be like, no, but she wrote this 2-sentence blurb about me. Like,
yeah, exactly. No. And it's like, I wonder how like the line is if you were to be like, hey, after the show or after the week, kind of candidly ask the headliner, hey, what'd you think of my material? And they're like, oh, I thought you were wonderful and you're ready to be moved up, and I think you're a dynamic comedian. Okay, cool. Can I quote you on that? Like, oh, I guess, yeah. And then that's your blurb right there. They wrote it for you right there. So it's easier than it's easier than it sounds. And like the worst they can say is no. You know what I mean? Because goddamn, this is hard.
Actually, what they usually do is ignore you.
Yeah.
Like when I get a actual no on these booking requests, I feel like that's a win. I'm like, hey, they actually
at least they saw and answered. Like,
right. At least they responded.
All these requests going out into the abyss to never be seen again.
Oh yeah, dude. I one time I sent something to Sirius XM Radio, and all my buddies were like, this probably just goes into a slot that says physical mail, and that just goes into the river. It's like, damn, dude. It's hard, man. It's hard in these streets. What do you think is your biggest challenge right now in stand-up? Like, what's your biggest challenge? And then I'll ask you about like, what's the biggest thing you overcame in 2024?
Biggest challenge, I think probably one of the biggest challenges is kind of determining what kind of comedian I want to be. What I mean by that, I mean, we talked last time, like I include guitar stuff,
right?
And like I don't do that every show, but it's like trying to figure out, okay, do I want to, I know if I market myself as a guitar comedian, one side it'll set me apart is different, but on another side I know some bookers and some club owners that they don't like that kind of thing at all.
Right, it puts you in a box.
Yeah. And
so you're kind of at a crossroads.
Right. Do I want to keep using that ability that I have and lean into it, or do I want to eventually get away from it?
Right.
And I will say, like, I have more fun with the stand-up part of my act. You know, like,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if they're like really into the music part, I mean, that's fine.
When you started, were you doing more music than stand-up, or it's still a mix?
It was probably a year before I introduced a song.
Okay.
And like, it was like an itch I had to scratch. Like I've been a musician for 30 years, and so like I wanted to keep the two things separate from each other, but it's like I just had an itch I wanted to scratch, and like some goal I had, I wanted to write like an ironically good rap song.
Okay.
And I wrote one. I'm pretty pleased with how it came out, and people seem to love it. And like, I was hosting at the Looney Bin Tulsa one time, and I was like, and I just had it with me that week just for entertainment in the condo during downtime, and I'm like, I might try this tonight. And I tried it on a Thursday night, and the place went nuts.
Nice.
And so I finished every set that week with the guitar. And so, and I've had some headliners, encourage me to lean into it and stuff.
Yeah. Have you had any headliners that are like, I want you to do that?
Yeah. There's been some.
Keep that shit away from me.
There's been some headliners that use a guitar or whatever, and
right.
Like the first time I did this, the headliner, his name's Greg Hall, great songwriter, comedian. his whole act is that. And so I asked him, I was like, hey, I'm hosting for you this weekend. It was a host/feature spot. I was like, hey, I'm performing with you this weekend. I have some guitar stuff in my act. I can bring it if you don't care. If you prefer me to leave it, I'll leave it so that you just get all the. And he appreciated me asking, but he wanted me to leave it. And
okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
and that's cool that you can do both.
Yeah,
and like you don't have to decide to do one or the other. You can keep working on both and like have a solid hour for when you're headlining. That way you can go out and just like you can stand on your jokes.
Yeah,
and then you can always. Like it's a fun thing for you. Like you said, you were just having fun. And you're like, I feel this. I want to see if this works. And like, and I think it'll be more organic that way too. Cause like you go up there and do 20, 30 minutes of like great stand up and everybody's already loving you. And then you pull out the song and they love that too. It's like, oh, like I respect that way more than somebody that's just doing the guitar the whole time.
Right. I agree. I also think that like once you're a headliner, it's not going to matter. Like you're gonna if they're booking you, even if they think you're just doing stand up the whole time, if you show up with your guitar, they're gonna be like, oh, look at this. Okay, this can be fun. You know, what do you got? I didn't know you did that.
Yeah.
And so I think it's always like it's nice to have as like a surprise, hey, I can do this, but knowing that you have the muscles on your legs to stand up alone, which is a weird sentence to say, but to be able to not have to lean onto it or worry about it or use it as a crutch, because man, using a guitar as a crutch is going to ruin the guitar.
You're
going to lean on it, it's going to touch the ground, you're gonna probably bend the neck. Stupid. So what's something you're really excited you accomplished in 2024? Like looking back, like
a huge highlight for me was getting into the World Series of Comedy.
Nice. Okay.
I was really.
Did you make the top 100?
I can't remember. I did. Yeah, I did get invited as a wild card, I believe.
Sweet, but congratulations, man!
Thank you. I didn't go to the main event because I already had a family vacation planned that time. But which I've applied before, and it's comedy festivals are so frustrating to apply because you pay this fee and then you never hear anything.
Right,
you're basically funding the festival. But what's great about World Series is even if you don't get chosen, their panel of judges, they're going to send you critiques, good and bad, about your set. Really? Okay. So it's like, even if you don't get in, it's worth the money to apply. And so the first year
I applied, what you need to work on,
Yeah. The first year I applied, I didn't get in, but I got some great feedback. And this year, when I applied, I totally expected the same. And all of a sudden, I get a text message, hey, you've been accepted as a wild card for the Vegas satellite. And I was floored. And so my wife and I, we took a trip out there and did that. Had a good set, and they gave me some good feedback on some things. And I was actually invited to every satellite this year, but I could only make 2. And so the next one I went to was in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and had a really good set then. And I even got to move on. I advanced to a next round, not because of my set, but because whoever was supposed to advance had to go home. So I was just next in line.
The World Series gets, in a lot of comic circles, like the World Series gets shit on.
Really?
But one thing that I loved when I went is that the comics that I met at the main event, like, they're still good friends of mine to this day. I run into them all across the country, random fucking places. Like, I'll be at a random club in the middle of Indiana, and then, like, one of the guys I met at the World Series is working it. And, like, getting to meet the other... Because at the World Series, you're getting basically everybody's best open micers that are trying to really break into that feature spot. Yeah. And, that's where all the cream of the crop goes. Especially in the first couple years when they don't have other festivals that they can get into stuff. And so you get to meet a lot of like-minded people like you when you're first starting out, and you're like, oh, like, these are all the people that are like actually working at it. So they're great connections to have, because if you're ever in their city, they know where to direct you. Like if there's shows, if there's a great Airbnb to stay at, or if somebody's got a couch you can crash on, or they can put in a word for you at a booking. Like usually my experience with the World Series with the like the World Series itself was a pretty negative one, but the comics I met out of it, like it was worth every penny I spent, every mile I drove, just to have those connections.
Right. I just feel like, in general, if you go into any comedy competition with like expectation to be disappointed, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad at all. Like, because that's why I always get mad at comedy competitions, is because I never win. So, like, here we are. You know what I mean? Like, so we're moving into 2025. What's something you want to accomplish in 2025? Do you have any, like, a big goal?
Yeah, I mean, I do want to do a World Series again.
When are submissions for it?
I've already submitted.
Okay. When do they close? Do you know?
I'm not sure. They're still open.
Okay.
But I'm waiting.
Hell, I may submit again. I hadn't been since like 2018.
No, if you do, I will.
I haven't submitted my video yet. I've just paid my fee and everything like that. But
yeah.
I think I haven't.
Do you know where the closest satellite's going to be?
Little Rock. They're coming to Little Rock next year.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm definitely doing that. I don't got to drive from the satellite.
Yeah,
Hell
it's
yeah.
gonna be cool. So yeah, I want to do that. There's a couple clubs that I really want to feature at. That you know, just I have hopes that happens, and it would be a big deal to me if it did. And so, yeah, and you know, I have X amount of numbers of, you know, corporate gigs I want to do and private gigs I want to do, and you know, stuff like that. So
hell yeah. What is it's great because you're a clean comic, so getting corporate work, you've got a leg up on the competition there. But when you're trying to get those corporate gigs, like, how are you approaching that? Like, do you have an agent that's reaching out to businesses for you? Or are you just going to businesses like, hey, do y'all have a Christmas party coming up? Like, what's your avenue into those?
Well, right now, you know, I've just posted on social media about it, and the one I did this month, this person, which I know him previously to this, and he's seen me perform at other gigs, but he actually reached out to me. It was for a bank Christmas party in Magnolia.
Oh, nice.
And
banks.
Yeah.
Do you find that, like, people laugh? I guess you're cleaner, so like. I saw a post today from one of my friends. His name's Barry Laminack.
Yeah, I know him.
He's great, funny comic.
I met him through the World Series, believe it or not.
Really? Okay,
yeah.
like what? Serendipitous. Like, he was posting, he was like, you know, I like these corporate gigs. They pay really well. He's just like, I feel like people aren't laughing. You know, he's like, and I was like, that's a weird out, you know, you're like kind of telling on yourself, you know, but like at the same time, I know what he's talking about, because like these people that all work together sitting next to each other, there's like this weird vibe of, I don't want to laugh at that, and I don't want them to know that I think that kind of stuff is funny. Also,
sometimes they have like they're in their corporate professional mindset, and so like just letting loose and like letting a howl out, like that's not quote unquote professional, right? And so they're way more reserved.
Do you run into that at all, or you've?
This was a good response. You know, they which I was prepared for that. I'm like, but I mean, they were into it. They had a good time.
You hear that, Barry? Zeb said you suck.
I mean, Barry just, you know, needs to get his chops up. I mean, totally joking.
But no, Barry's a good guy.
He is.
And he's he's moved up pretty quick, even though
he's headlining the band when he comes.
Oh, really? Cool.
When's he coming?
I don't know when he's coming next, but the last time I saw him here, because I saw him first as a feature, and then he got bumped up to headline.
I met him at the Grove. He was double featuring with Kristen Latimer. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure he's. I may be wrong on that.
No, his picture's up. Like, like he's headlining, like, for sure.
He's one of the headliners I was talking about that kind of encouraged me to lean into the guitar.
The guitar,
yeah, that makes sense. Hell yeah, dude. Okay, so speaking of when you're a headliner, you may or may not go on the Colbert show, the late show with Colbert. But Colbert does what he calls the Colbert questionnaire.
Okay.
And I think, you know, we've already talked about your embarrassing moments in your youth and all this, so I think it'd be funny to just kind of ask you these random questions and see what you say. First question: what's the best sandwich?
French dip. I'm really man. The place right. You know where I'm going with this? Right,
I just love French dip sandwiches.
Right across the street from the.
Is that like a Reuben?
No, it's a prime rib, shaved prime rib with usually a provolone, sometimes a provolone a Swiss mix, melted on top of a delightful soft hoagie bun, and then you dip it in an au jus sauce.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever had this sandwich.
Oh my
dude.
God.
Is it Cregan's that's right across from the joint?
That's Reno's. Reno's
Reno's across from the joint.
The best French dip sandwich I've ever had in my life.
Is that Reno's?
Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah,
I've been actually just anxious to get back over there just so I can make time to go get another sandwich from them.
Was it at Reno's or was it at Skinny J's? Because they're both right there next to each other. Was it the smoking bar or was it the more like well lit place?
I don't remember.
Do you don't remember what it looked like inside at all?
I mean, it was. I'm pretty sure it was Reno's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seems like they'd be more Reuben-esque. I don't know. Skinny J's menu is so just.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
crap.
Skinny J's has a way bigger kitchen than
everything
Reno's.
you
Yeah.
can get. But yeah, man, French dip. I concur. I love it. It's very good. And man,
I
if you've
even
never
like an
had one,
Arby's
they're so
French
good.
dip. You know,
I make
even
them at home.
those.
No, Arby's French dip. Yeah, they're pretty good.
My favorite sandwich is white bread, piece of bologna, mayonnaise, and crushed Doritos. Like 20 seconds after you get out of the swimming pool.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree with that. I think mine's a chopped cheese sandwich. If you ever had a
Dude, I'm so fucked. So we went to fucking New York this year, and everybody's been telling me about this fucking chopped cheese sandwich. And so I'm telling everybody in the group, I'm like, hey guys, I want a chopped cheese. Like, I've heard about this sandwich. I'm a chubby guy. I like my sandwiches. Like, I want to try this chopped cheese. And every day we're like, oh, we'll get one tomorrow. We'll get one tomorrow. We'll get tomorrow. And I never got a fucking chopped cheese in New York City, and I'm so upset about it.
Damn, dude. I've never had one from New York. I make my own, but like, they are so good. I fucking love them.
My wife makes a perfect grilled cheese.
Oh yeah,
Like she cannot make a less than perfect. Like I've seen her making a grilled cheese, get distracted and leave it on the stove and go do something else and remember that she was cooking and come back and it's still perfect.
Dude, that's hard to do.
Magic took over.
Grilled cheeses, like, to not overcook it and to get that perfect brown crisp, like, that's not easy to time.
No.
Like, you have to cook a lot of grilled cheeses consistently to have that down.
When you do grilled cheese, do you do mayonnaise or butter?
I do butter.
Butter. All right. Have
Yeah.
you ever
I
tried it with
actually
mayonnaise.
hate
No.
mayonnaise.
I mean, I love mayonnaise.
When
but
you mayonnaise,
you hate mayonnaise?
I hate
You
it.
look like that and you hate
I
mayonnaise?
hate it. And the thing is,
you
as a
are mayonnaise
kid,
the person.
Right. You're the spokes guy for mayonnaise.
as a kid, I look like I bathe in it. As a kid, I used to eat mayonnaise sandwiches.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And I just somewhere along the way, something clicked with me, and I hate that and Miracle Whip. I mean, some people, and I have a friend that I remember I almost got so sick. You know how people will dip their fries in a blob of ketchup?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll do mayonnaise.
He
I'll
does
dip
it,
my
man.
fries in mayonnaise, yeah.
And that's why we're not friends anymore. It's like, I can't do this, man.
Can't watch you.
I can't go where you're going.
Ooh, mayonnaise on a hot dog? You just get like regular hot dog, no ketchup, no mustard, none of that bullshit. Sprinkle a little salt, a little pepper, throw some mayonnaise on it. That's lunch right there.
I'm in. I love it. All right. What's one thing you own that you really should throw out?
One thing I own. Just you talking about throw away?
Yeah. One thing
not
you own.
sell or trade.
You could.
I
throw
love that
out-
question. That's a good question.
I think my C Squad underwear.
C Squad.
Yeah, you know you have your A level, your best underwear, your B Squad, which is like
Yeah.
all
I was
right.
like, I never saw the C Squad cartoon. Like,
Yeah, what is
what
this?
kind of?
like your C Squad is like your lower tier sets of underwear where you're like you're really backed up on laundry and it's like they're not comfortable,
Right.
but they're doable.
They're too small now. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, on one hand, it's like, I hate these. I need to throw those out and replace them with some that I like. But at the same time, wearing those all day, it's like, I'm doing laundry tonight.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like,
I get that.
Yeah.
Dude, I just threw out my Sealit underwear because I got some MeUndies. They're expensive as fuck. Like, if, like, all the podcasts, like, advertise them and stuff, and they're like, oh, they're so good. And Katie got me a couple pair for a gift, and I got the ball caddy out of that bamboo model stuff that they make. Dude, it's my favorite underwear I've ever had.
I thought I had $1 million idea for some men's underwear years ago, and the idea is like made out of material from like that they use women's underwear on, soft, comfortable, but made for a man to fit in. And I was gonna call them manties instead of panties, man panties.
That's a good idea.
And then found out a few years after I came up with that idea that someone already had the same idea and had it all. So I kind of missed out on that.
So I don't know if I can handle my guy rubbing.
I'm not talking about like making them with like lace and stuff like that, but
it's just soft. It's still like one side,
just soft.
Dude, I'm telling you, get you some MeUndies. It's the softest thing that ever touch your nuts.
You hear that, MeUndies? Sponsor us. All right, what is the scariest animal to you?
Scariest animal. An angry rooster.
Angry rooster.
Really?
Yeah. Like I had a friend in college that I found out
like a T-Rex
had a bird phobia, and I thought it was ridiculous until a bird flew at me. And birds flying at you, at least for me, is pretty terrifying.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a chicken. You can beat the shit out of a chicken.
Well, I think
you're so much bigger.
I think this started when I was a kid. I was at the babysitter's house, and I was a punk kid, and I used to bully the chickens they had in the yard. And one day, like, they all like just planned to like jump me.
He comes in today. This is the day.
Chickens can be mean.
Yeah,
they can really be mean.
I was in the backyard. I run out to the backyard to grab a bike, and I kind of see these chickens like all around me, just kind of slowly moving towards me. At the same time, I'm like, this is suspicious. And then I realized they're coming towards me, so I grabbed the bike and take off. And then that's when it came. Like, they all like swarmed me. I didn't get hurt or injured, but it was pretty terrifying. And that's the last time I ever
came to roost.
Right. Seth, what do you think is the scariest animal?
Oh, geez. Probably a gorilla. Like I would not ever if my family. Like, if my son fell into Harambe shit, I'd be like, fucking, I guess we're making another one. Let's go. I'd be done, dude. Like, I'm not, but if he fell in like a lion or
that's Harambe's baby.
You go in there in a lion?
Yeah, I'd jump in a lion because I feel like I could scare a lion. Like, I could be like, I could do some shit. I could yell. I could wave some shit around. But a gorilla doesn't give a fuck, dude. A gorilla is like not one of those things where you could get bigger, make yourself bigger. And
if you try to make yourself get bigger, a gorilla will rip you the fuck apart.
And like, there's all these rules about don't look at them too long in the eyes.
Yeah.
Like, don't even look. So like, nah, dude, I'm not like that movie Congo as a kid. That was one of the scariest movies. I used to think that gorillas were in the trees at night. I'd be like,
that's funny.
Yeah, dude, that's horrible. And again, that's stupid to think I could fight off a lion. I know, but I would.
There's no way.
For my family, I would. I'd fight him. But does a gorilla? I'm like, no, dude. I mean,
you would face the death from a lion.
Yes,
but you will. No way.
I feel like a gorilla would rip my arms off.
Yeah.
Dude,
and then
chimps will rip your dick off. They'll like bite your finger. They know what it's like to be us. So they're like, they know you like your dick. And so they're like, oh, and they'll just rip that son of a bitch off. Or they'll bite your fingers off. They'll rip your hand off.
Rip your face off.
Dude, chimps are insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope. No, thank you. What about you? What's your
mine definitely a bear.
A bear?
A bear. Like,
koala?
Ironic.
Well, the only thing that scares me about koalas is they have chlamydia, and so
really,
yeah, like koalas have a lot of fucking chlamydia.
Wow.
And so, don't ask me how I know. Just look it up.
Wow.
Bad experience. A lot of itching later.
But a bear, especially a brown bear, they don't kill you. They haven't evolved to kill things because they don't fucking have to. They catch you and hold you down and start eating you, usually asshole first. That's usually where they start. And so you'll be alive for 30, 40 minutes while a bear's eating you.
Do you think your last words would be as they're eating your ass? Like, at least someone did. Like, at least someone read my emails. You know?
No, dude. Like, bear attacks are
gruesome.
Like, I've read a lot of stuff from like explorers when Europeans were first coming across the continent and like seeing some of the bear survivors, like guys that went out and got attacked by a bear and then came back. And also I watch a lot of hunters, and like seeing what bears do to hunters sometimes, or like how close calls they have and stuff. Dude, bears scare the absolute fucking shit out of me. I'd get in the cage to fight a tiger if Wyatt fell in there, but like the tiger's just gonna kill me. So I'm just gonna sacrifice myself and hopefully he can get away. And so like the tiger's just gonna come up, snap my neck, and everything's gonna go black. But a bear, bro, fuck that.
Have you seen the?
Now I'll shoot a bear, but I ain't fighting one with my hands.
That Leo DiCaprio movie. The Remnant.
Yeah, dude, that's
that bear attack scene. Man, that's brutal to watch.
That whole movie's good, dude. It's one of those slow builds, and I think that was like my introduction to Tom. What's his name? Venom.
I'm pretty sure.
Tom Hardy.
I'm pretty sure the guy that that movie's based off of, one of the creative liberties they took is they put it in the mountains in the wintertime, but I'm pretty sure it happened in the plains. And that's the only reason he survived is because he could crawl across the plains and got to however many miles it was to the nearest settlement or camp or whatever it was.
Rather than being the free... That movie's
insane.
Hard to watch because I hate cold, man.
I do too.
Man, okay. Apples or oranges? Pretty simple question.
Oranges.
Okay. Yeah. What about you, Bear?
Apples all day.
Okay. All right, man. I think it's for me. I'm a wishy-washy dude. I love oranges. Mm-hmm. I like a little bit of orange juice in my beer.
Yeah, I like orange juice and I like oranges, but if I'm at the grocery store and I got to pick a fruit, like I'm always getting the apple.
Yeah, I mean like apple pie. There's not an orange pie. I guess there's like probably an orange meringue bullshit, but yeah, dude. I don't know. Mine just depends on the season. Like Busch Light Apple, still one of my favorite beers of all time. Like
I just like apples, like the crunch of it, like
refreshing.
Yeah, and
apple juice.
Yeah, apple juice is good. Apple sauce. You get old, you can still get apple sauce.
Yeah, apple cider.
You dip it in, slices in peanut butter. That's how I eat.
Yeah, you can make a bong out of it. Like
yeah, you can't do that with orange.
You're not smoking out of an orange. It's too wet.
It's wet. Yeah, you just ruined my weed. All right, have you ever asked someone for their autograph?
Well, I was at like a wrestling event where they had some people, some legends that were doing autograph signings. That was just part of the deal. It wasn't like I just ran up and like, can I have your autograph? Like, but it was like you go to their table to get your picture with them and get an autograph. And so I guess that would be one.
You didn't have to ask, but by getting in line, you were asking.
Right.
Nice, okay.
Just being there was what.
Nice. Have you ever asked anyone?
Yeah, and they said fucking no.
Who was it?
Torrey Hunter. He played for the Twins. And I went to a basketball game as a kid, and we're there in the outfield, and you know how kids are like in between innings and stuff, they'll or after the game, like the players will come up and sign autographs and stuff. And I believe it was after the game. They were playing the Rangers. We were in Texas, in Arlington, and Torrey Hunter was out there, and my dad's favorite team was the Twins. So I knew a lot of their players because if my dad was watching baseball, that's who he was watching. And so I was like, a lot of people were asking for autographs and stuff, and he had time for one more person, and there was two people asking for autographs. And it was me, and then it was like this, which I was a kid and I didn't understand it, but like this bimbo, this like baseball bimbo, and he looked up there, looked at my chubby ass, and looked at the bimbo and was like, I'm gonna go talk to her. And I was like, damn it,
dude, he had time to sign that autograph.
Torrey, you son of a bitch. I know you watch this. No, I've only asked I've asked a lot of people for autographs, but the most notable one was Hulk Hogan.
Really?
At an ice rink in Florida, Tampa, Florida, and he was like getting all his kids, and he was like, I'm gonna come right back, yeah, and he left, and he never came back.
I think.
That sucks.
Never got it.
I think maybe autographs could be a thing more of the past. Unless you have some memorabilia or some merch.
Now it's the selfie.
Now it's the phone. Now I've asked a celebrity for that. Like, talking about New York, I was at New York this past September, and we were in Central Park, and there's a wrestler named Christian, and we were passing each other, and we were walking. I look up, and I said out loud to him, I'm like, holy crap, it's Christian. And he stopped. He's like, hey, what's up, man? I'm like, I didn't know what to say. I was like, I'm a big fan. And can I have a picture? And he's like, yeah. And I took one. I'm grinning ear to ear. He's just like stone face. I'm like, yeah. I mean, like, it totally made my vacation, and I'm sure it made his too.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
That's cool.
Yeah.
At least he's cool enough to take a picture with you.
Yeah. And I would have totally respected if he's like, "No, man, I'm just here on vacation."
A lot of celebrities don't even do autographs anymore, like because they think you're gonna sell it.
Yeah.
Like Dave Grohl. There's a video of him. They're trying to get him to come on, Dave, come on, it's for my kid. And he's like, no, that's the last person said. I saw it on eBay. He's like, fuck you. He's like, gets back in his car. It's so funny. Okay, Zeb, what do you think happens when you die?
Well, I mean, I'm a Christian, so I have a Christian world. Lame. I mean, so my worldview is you go to heaven, or like you guys, probably hell. And I'm just kidding.
No, dude, I'm Southern Baptist. I'm Southern Baptist.
I'm just joking with you, dude.
No matter what I do, my name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life, and God doesn't have an eraser, so I'm going to heaven.
Yeah.
All right, what's your favorite action movie?
Terminator 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Classic.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
What about you, Bear?
Favorite action movie? That's a good question. I really like the original Fast and Furious.
Hell yeah. Okay, yeah.
The first one before they got crazy.
Yeah.
Like that first movie, that was a pretty good movie.
It's a damn good movie. Hell yeah, dude.
Does that count as an action movie?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's a thriller action movie.
Vin
for
Diesel's
sure.
in it, so of course.
I think mine's probably Con Air.
I don't think I've seen Con Air.
It's one of those that, like, every time it's on, I'll stop and watch it every time. So yeah, Con Air is a great movie. Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
All right, what's your favorite smell?
My favorite smell. I guess I love vanilla. Like the smell of like a vanilla candle.
It's all matching your
Yeah, vanilla.
Yeah, but you don't like mayonnaise.
I don't like mayonnaise. I got to draw a line somewhere,
Bear, do you have a favorite smell?
I got a lot of smells I like. My favorite, probably orange. Like, and I know I picked apples earlier, but like the artificial orange smell.
Okay, yeah, that's citrus.
Yeah, like an orange candle. Like
wow, okay.
Like something like fruity and sweet.
All right, I like that. Mine's probably
or lemon. I love the smell of lemon. Like not the sour part, but like again,
the
just
pine salt.
Yeah,
the clean smell.
This is kind of gross, but I really like puppy breath.
Puppy breath.
Yeah,
no,
smell
thank
of
you.
puppy
No,
breath,
I don't like
dude.
puppy breath.
I'm like, if I'm smelling that, I know I'm hanging out with puppies. You know what I mean? So I'm usually really happy when I'm smelling that.
Yeah, but I'm not like if I get a whiff of it, I'm like, all right, it's a cute puppy, but I'm not like puppy breath.
Oh, no, I'm like, look at you. I guess that's basically what dog milk smells like, right? That's probably what dog milk's. All right, that's gross as shit. What's your least favorite smell?
Least favorite smell, probably vomit.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
Pretty simple.
cat piss.
Mine's rotten meat.
Yeah.
Rotten meat, especially like if it's in an adult dog's mouth. Exercise, is it worth it?
Well, I'm sure it is. I can't say I'm an expert on that.
We'll find out one day. All right. Bear, you've been exercising. You feel better than ever, right?
Yeah, but I'm still a fat piece of shit. Like I'm not as disciplined as I should be.
Yeah, but imagine if you weren't exercising.
Right. I think it is. Yeah, I mean, of course it's important.
Yeah.
Like, of course it is.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. All right. So
again, I don't do it as often as I should, but it's definitely fucking worth it.
So this one took me a second to figure out, but flat or sparkling?
Are you talking about water?
I think so.
Definitely flat. I'm not into
Flat
sparkling.
AF.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I accidentally bought a bottle of sparkling water once, and I did not enjoy it.
Dude, imagine you're like thirsty as shit, and you go to get a big old gulp of sparkling ass water.
Yeah.
It's happened. It's
Fuck
happened before,
that.
And the best is when you give it to your dog, and they're like, that's mean, but it is fun. All right. So what's the most? What app do you use the most on your phone?
Probably social media.
Just the social media app. I was like,
Go to the social media.
open social media.
Let's see. I have a like a budget app.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like a time budget app.
No, money.
Oh, okay.
So like every every month I do my budget on that.
Rocket Money?
No, it's I can say I don't want to endorse. It's called Every Dollar. It's a really good tool.
Every dollar. Holler at us. What about you, Bair? Facebook?
Used to be Facebook, but now it's either x.com or chess.com.
Okay.
I'm on the chess app a lot.
Chess. All right. That's fun. I'm probably on TikTok the most, but I've been playing that Pokemon trading card pocket game a lot lately. So it might be that one. All right. You get one song to listen to the rest of your life. What is it?
Guns N' Roses, November Rain.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's a classic. Can you think of one, Bair?
A song. Oh, I would hate this. Listen to one song for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Man, there's so many songs I love. Like I don't know that I could pick one.
Yeah.
Like
It's like, what's your favorite song that you want to end up hating?
Right. Yeah. Which song?
I don't want to ruin my favorite song.
Yeah, that's why I think I'd pick Freebird, just because number one, it's really long. It's very dynamic, and I already don't really like it. So like, all right, I'll just go.
That's a good answer.
I'll double down and hate Freebird for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it's 12 minutes long, so you'll hear it less times.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like two different songs.
Yeah.
Like for the first time, he's trying to convince you he's as free as a bird for 8 minutes, and then he's just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna start flying." So yeah, then he proves he's a bird. All right, this is stupid. What number am I thinking of right now?
3.
Close. It's 12.
Man,
On a scale of 1 to 100. You know.
Damn, I was way
that's
off.
pretty close.
So yeah, 12. All right. Describe the rest of your life in 5 words.
5 words. Rich, handsome, relaxed, rich, and happy.
All right, nice. That's it. Those are the 15 questions. Bair, could you describe the rest of your life
In 5 words?
Yeah,
Cheeseburgers.
Is that 1 or 2?
it's 1.
That's one. Deer. Funny. Family. Asshole.
Nice. You're gonna use it a lot.
I should have used family.
Too late. It's set in stone. Yeah, mine's family. No,
I used rich twice, but not family.
priorities, man.
Yeah.
Mine's probably weed.
Damn, I should have used weed. Yeah, definitely weed.
Weed, Honda Odyssey. That's 2. And
The rest of your life, you're going to have the van for the rest of your life.
if it ain't that one, it's gonna be a next model up for sure.
Okay.
Like 100%. And then comedy, and then death. I'll die eventually. That's guaranteed. So here we go. Yeah. All right. That's the questionnaire, man. I appreciate you doing that with us.
That's good.
Yeah, that was fun. Thanks for bringing that to the table,
cool.
Seth.
Hell yeah. All right. Zeb, you got any shows coming up you want to plug?
Yeah, my next thing is your roast battle.
January 2nd at the
At
joint.
the Joint, North Little Rock. It's
Yeah.
going to be awesome. Tickets are up now. Go to the Facebook, type in Partially Cooked Podcast. The link will
Find
pop up, or you can just look in the description of this video. Why would I not just say that?
There you go. It'll be here.
Why would I give them this long, convoluted way to get to the goddamn?
You pulling your calendar
Ticket.
up.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm trying to figure out what the most relevant one is. But the January 25th, end of next month, I'm putting on a show at the Joint.
Nice.
I'm featuring and bringing in a headliner, Derek Luna. Very funny guy.
Nice.
He's gonna
Where's he from? I hadn't heard of him.
Missouri,
Okay,
Springfield.
cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Have you worked with him before?
He was one of the hosts for World Series of Comedy. That's
Okay.
how I met him, and he was actually the first person I met there. I was getting off the elevator, and he was getting on.
Nice.
And saw his T-shirt. I was like, "You were here for the World Series?" And super nice guy, very funny guy. And
Nice.
so I'm looking forward to that.
Another one of
that
those
show.
connections.
Yeah.
When is that?
25th.
January 25th.
It's the last Saturday of next month.
And then you're doing a show with Shauna Blake up in Joplin, right?
Yeah.
When is that?
The 11th
of January.
Of January.
Nice. I know your schedule. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love working with Shauna. She's real funny.
Yeah, she is funny.
Is that a Miss Micah show up there?
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, she's a great producer, man. She's really, and she's funny as shit. She did a bunch of she advanced pretty hard on the World Series.
Yeah, that's where I met
comedy.
Micah. Yeah.
Really? Okay, cool. Yeah, I met her. Where did I meet her? Black Apple in Fayetteville. She was doing a guest spot.
Yeah, she's been at every time I've been at 509. I think she's been up there.
Really? Yeah. Dude, there was one night she was in Tulsa, and then the next night she was in Joplin, the next night she was in Springfield, and the next night she was in Fayetteville. I was like, damn.
Yeah, she's grinding. She's out there doing work.
That's don't have kids, man. Like you could really be a lot busier when you don't have kids, dude.
Think of all you can accomplish without
oh my god.
Rugrats.
If I would have pulled out like a sofa, you know?
Actually, I think it's probably backwards. Like if I hadn't had kids, I probably would have accomplished a lot less.
Honestly, yeah, dude. I think if I hadn't had kids, I would have moved to LA or Chicago, and I would have gotten addicted to heroin. Like no doubt in my mind, I would have just found it once as soon as it hits my veins. You know, that would have been it.
So thankful you got Liam.
Yeah, exactly. It's very thankful for Liam. Yeah, he's my anti-drug, and I've never done heroin before. I feel it.
There's something about having a kid that's like, fuck, like I got to get my shit, like I got to get some work in. Like it'll make you accomplish shit.
I think it's a chemical that's released in your brain that's like, get your shit together.
Yeah, just almost like a survival instinct kicks in. It's like, I've got to set some goals. I've got to accomplish these goals. You know, because I'm not the only one depending on me.
Yeah, like when I'm a lazy piece of shit, it's not just affecting me anymore. And that's
right.
Because man, I love being a lazy piece of shit.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
That's why we're comics.
Yeah, exactly. We just want to work 45 minutes a night, please. That's all we want to do. Barry, you got any shows coming up?
January 2nd. I'll be
2nd?
at Parsley Cook Roast Battle at the Joint. It's going to be awesome. Got a returning champ, Zeb Balentine. He's going to be there. Really fucking excited. It's gonna
be a blast, man. Hell yeah. I'm excited, man. Thanks for doing the show. Anything else before we get out of here?
No, man. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Zeb.
Thanks.
Love
Peace.
you guys. Take it easy.